information today. It's a kind of a recap. I bring this up a lot only because I think it's extremely important, and only in the context, well, for the most part, in the context of people's understanding of what's going on for them. So first of all, there's in the context of my understanding of what's happening right now, there's nothing in history that precedents what's happening. The situation with a pandemic, and also the context of race, much unrest all over the world, in the context of economy and race and privilege, and a variety of different things. And so, just a second. And so the consequences of that are unprecedented, and our response to that as a species is unprecedented. And so, the notion of thinking about this in the context of trauma is really useful for me. I hope it's useful for you. But the reason why it's useful for me is because it explains a lot of the physical and emotional stuff that I'm experiencing. I'm way more emotional. I'm way more likely to cry. I'm way more likely to respond in ways that are inconsistent with kind of how I intend to be. And a lot of that can be explained by this trauma experience. And so then, in the context of my own life, is that once I have that knowledge, then I'm in a different position in relation to responding to those invitations to be more impulsive, because then I need to take responsibility for that. It's no longer something that's happening outside of the context of my understanding. It's something that I understand. Because I understand it, I need to respond to it differently and be accountable for my actions. But it begins with this process of really thinking about how the current situation in many parts of the world can in fact be understood in the context of something that's traumatizing, and that we are, because we're all participants in the world. I believe everybody who's listening to this is on this planet. That might not be true, but I think that's true. And as a result, is exposed to this in some form or another. And so as a way to kind of understand experience, kind of understand what's going on with us, that might be, I hope that's a useful thing for us to interpret our experience through. So anyway, that's that for today. I'll be back tomorrow with getting back to basics, talking about breathwork practice once again, and hope everybody has a great day, and I'll talk to you